Hello. Oh my goodness. I have been meaning to do this video now for a couple of weeks, but it has been so scary. Like just so scary. Um, but I thought that now I'll sit down here, do it no matter what. I'm wearing my special chicken shirt. I'm in my favorite chair. I got my wonderful cookbook collection all around me. Not that they help with the cross stitching, but I don't know. If I utterly fail at this video, I'm just gonna turn the camera off and just read those. So, my name is Laura. You're more than welcome to say Laura. But I'm from Finland and that's how we pronounce the name Laura. And my channel name is I Stitch Chickens. No, it's not actually. I Stitch Birds. That's what the channel name is. It's not a good start. And I went for that name because more than once for sure, but several times I started a new project and what, another bird? So I thought it was appropriate and it was funny. I like funny. And I'm sorry if my eyes are traveling all over the camera. I find it so hard to look into the corner to try and make it look like I'm, looking at you, talking to you. So, right. I thought the most appropriate thing would be to start with the whip parade. I think at the moment I've got around 80 whips. Haven't counted them this year. So I'm not sure if I can make it through all of them. We'll see how I go. If I can't, I'll do it part 1 and part 2. Which, well, means there are more videos. I think I just want to say a couple of things about my whips at the moment because my friend Amanda, who is Cross Stitch Angel on Instagram, and by the way, I'm Laura Stitcher or Laura Stitcher on Instagram. She visited me this week and was looking through all my whips. And so it really made me realize that at the moment, I don't have a lot of whips in the style that is like my favorite one. And that's because maybe 3 years ago or 4, I don't know, COVID time is feels like 1 year. I started all the kits I had, every one of them. I think I had something like 36 or 37 kits. So in like a 2-month period, I started them all. I just got really tired of them just gathering dust on the shelf because I was always picking something else to stitch, I love buying my Etsy patterns. So I ended up always picking those instead. And they just kept sitting on the shelf month after month. So I thought, yeah, start them all. And then I can, keep working at them at my pleasure and keep working at them at my leisure. And if there's something I don't like, well, get rid of them and sort out the whole thing. So when I did that, that kind of doubled my mountain of whips. Sort of I think it went to like 70, 80, sort of where it's about now. Then the following year, I wanted to get the numbers down, and I ended up finishing something like, it was like 40 plus. But for some reason, my whip amount pretty much stayed the same. So, right. So that happened that year. Then last year, oh, and when I did that, all the finishes, that's when I finished a lot of those ones that are really my style of stitching, of course. So last year, I thought that it would be best to work on some whips that didn't have very many stitches in them, or I was stuck some other way, like just wasn't picking them. And so each month I had one whip that I worked on for 30 minutes each day. And it wasn't much progress each day, but in a month, it was a fair bit. And I really fell in love with those whips again, and that was so wonderful. But by September, I think August was the last month I did. I did some in September, but then I felt a bit burnt out, and I'm a bit sensitive to feeling burnt out. Like, I easily start stressing too much. I love stitchy challenges and everything, but I always somehow, my mind just goes all weird. Like, I suffer from pretty bad anxiety and lack of confidence and all that wonderfulness. So yeah, I decided to stop that, and that was a good thing. I mean, no point forcing yourself to do something when it's not fun anymore. Then you move on to a different thing. So this year, at the end of last year in December, I then decided to do some new starts, because I have tons of great pens I bought from Etsy, Creative Poppy. So I had a bunch of those, just found fabrics for them, started. I did 20 starts, and I so enjoyed it. It was the best. I had really missed those, and it was just so fun to keep starting new ones. So right, then this year, in January, I did 8 finishes, because quite a few of those December starts were small ones. So I was just so excited to keep stitching them. So I just finished. And then I've done one finish in February, one in March, and the rest of the year is going to be pretty quiet when it comes to finishes, I think. Yeah, when Amanda was looking at my whips, I noticed I have quite a lot that, really need to be worked on. Like, a lot, they really need a lot of loving. So that's what I need to do. So I don't know if there's going to be many finishes. I have one that is close to a finish, and I'm going to start with that one because, well, let's get to it. I have here on top, like, the ones I have on my desk. So I usually have a couple of whips on my desk to work on, because I have some of the pens on iPad. I don't use like Pen Keeper or any of those, but I just take a screenshot from my Etsy pen or something, so I can still zoom in. And so when I love listening to true crime podcasts when I stitch. That's pretty much what I always do. So when I'm listening to those, I can use the iPad also for looking at the patterns. And so I have one week for that from using from the iPad. Then if I feel like watching something on YouTube instead, then I have a paper pattern one. So something like that. So funny enough, this first whip is actually exactly the style I love the most. Let's have a look. Still on the Q-snap here. There we go. Let me see that I'm showing it correctly. There we go. So this is I think this is a Ukrainian design. I love, my favorite ones are Russian, Ukrainian designs with really funny animal characters, great colors, and tons of backstitching, because I absolutely love backstitching. It is my favorite thing to do. It always is like a treat for me when I get to the backstitching. So this one, I'll put a picture of it up here. Right, so this one is a current freebie sale. It is by New Leaf Craft, and you still have time until the end of March to take part or to start it. The way the Russian, Ukrainian sales usually work is that they give the pattern to you one part at a time, but you won't get the next one until you show that you've stitched the previous one. So the first part for this one was this nest without the back stitching. Part 2 was the back stitching and the tulips. Part 3 was the chicken. And now I've done the last part, so part 4, which is backstitching for this, and there's a couple of little chicks there. So I'm really looking forward to finishing that, because this has been such a fun stitch. And so if you want to take part in this one, you need to go to the New Leaf Craft Instagram page. You go up to the box, the bio box under the name, and there's a link. Then there's 2 links to choose from. The first one is pattern, so go for the second one, and you'll get to PDF on a Google Drive, and the PDF is in English, so that'll be fine. It lists the size of the pattern and some advice for what kind of fabric to pick and which threads you need. So you need to gather the threads and your fabric, take a picture, then DM it to New Leaf Craft, and they will send you link to the first part PDF, and then you go. So the only thing is to start before the 31st of March, and I think you need to get the last part before end of May, so there's still plenty of time to stitch it. I have really enjoyed it. It is so fun. So, right, let's go to the next one. This is my latest start. So like I said, my friend Amanda came to visit. It's my birthday later this month on the 29th. And she brought me an early birthday present, which was this wonderful project bag by, I think it's Little Boat 88. Of course, it has chickens and it has birds. I so love it. So she went through looked through all my kits and wanted to pick one to go to this new bag, and I had to start it this week. I actually ended up starting it the same day, which is Tuesday. So here we go. It is Dimensions Black and White Hens. How appropriate, eh? It is so cute. I like the color of the fabric. It's sort of like light blue, and of course the chickens are really cute. I'm definitely a middle starter. Nope. Here we go. I got some threads here. That's how much I've done so far. I started with the middle chicken, the one that is lying down. So not a huge amount of progress yet, but I'm just happy that, you know, I got some of those colorful parts done so that it's not just the gray and white. I'm sure I've stitched this white. Yep, there it is. And I love using these bit smaller Q-snaps even on the Dimensions ones, so because they're just easier to hold. That's all it is. Right. These whips are in just totally random order here. However they ended up after looking through them. Whee! How awesome is this bag? I love it so much. It makes me so happy. I would totally stitch that pattern if it existed. So I have another Dimensions here. I'm actually showing first like these bigger ones, and Dimensions is pretty much as big as I get with stitching. I'm certainly not one for heights or anything like that. I enjoy the sort of medium, small. But last year, for some reason, I think I was watching too much of Christine at Calico Whimsy. Hello. and I was watching other whip parades as well, and just got it in my head that I need some Dimensions. I just need some Dimensions. I ended up buying quite a few kits, and I think I had just pleasantly forgotten how overwhelming the Dimensions patterns are, and they so don't work with my anxiety because I end up spending too much time trying to decide, you know, which direction to go, which color next, which symbol. It's like they're everywhere and they're so confusing. But I mean, all the Dimensions kits that I got, I love. I mean, I wasn't buying just anything I could find, just bought the ones I wanted. So here's a old one. So it's a Sunset, the Magnificent 7. Those dogs are amazing. I wanted to stitch this for my husband. I haven't gotten to much of a start with this one either. Let me get the fabric out. Here it is. Oh, he is so cute. I think whenever I see this, now that I've actually managed to stitch something that looks like something, well, looks like a dog, now I really want to stitch more. Just one dog at a time, and Yeah. Really want to do that. I think I'll keep that cardboard here. Let's get this back in. Sorry, there's someone working on something outside, so there might be a few bangs here and there. Oh, the next whip, I don't know. Am I ever gonna get anywhere with this one? It's in a lovely bag with bunnies. Just wondering if I actually have a picture of the whole thing or not. I think I may have just like yeah, it's very small, but I reckon quite a few of you will recognize this one. Yeah, can't really see anything of it there. Quotes to Live by Stitch Rovia. Feel like I bought this forever ago on Etsy. Just got all the parts for it. And oh, that is the pathetic start that I have. Never got anywhere further than this. So there's a lot of work still to do with this one. Just stitching it on. Oh, sorry if I forget to mention the fabrics. Just not used to it yet. The chicken was stitched or is stitched on 32 count Stormy something. Don't know. And the Dimensions chicken is on light blue 14 count Ada. So this one is on even weave, I'd say 28 count. That's pretty much what I use, is like 14 or 28 or 60 or 32. I really don't like 18 count fabrics. I just don't enjoy them, and I've never tried anything beyond that. I want my stitching to be enjoyable, and in my mind I'm thinking it won't be on the 40. I know there will be many of you saying otherwise, so maybe I need to try it sometime. So the next whip is in a wonderful cat bag. I love this one. Here we go. The picture. There we go. Lovely black cat taking it easy there among the flowers. And this one is called Summer Dream. It is by a Ukrainian company called Crystal Art. Yeah, all the vines here, or the stems, are done with like embroidery stitches, you know, like stem stitches and things. So not sure how I'm gonna do them. This was one of my monthly whips, because I really like that, but stitching so much black, I thought it could be good for the 30 minutes a day. And here we go. Let's see that I can actually see what I'm showing. There's the kitty. Oh, I think the kitty is upside down. Here we go. No wonder it looked a bit strange. Is it still? What way is the kitty? Let me see. Okay, here we go. Finally got it. So now I just need to fill it with black. So I'm just saving it for sometimes when I you know, just want to take it easy or maybe take it with me somewhere. This would be like a great travel whip. This is on Ada. Brown one. Of course, I didn't look what size it is. Probably 28. Really nice light fabric. I'll get better at telling what size they are and whatnot. Here's the next bag. Winter in. I got this one from an Aussie project bag subscription by Simply Norel on Etsy. Her bag subscription is just wonderful. Her bags are just so lovely. And they're a bit bigger ones, but not too big because my whips are not that big. So let's see. What do we have in here? Because I can't remember what's... Ah, another one of my 30 minutes a day ones. It's Mr. Possum. We have a lot of possums here. They run over the roof at night and totally destroyed my backyard growings this summer. Ate just about everything I had there, so not always a huge fan of possums, but I really like stitching these Aussie animals and plants, and I think they're lovely. So it is a DMC kit from the Australiana. Stitching it on 14 count white Ada. Using them from the kit. Let's see, where did I get with this one? Okay, it's this way. So I didn't actually stitch any of the possum himself. I decided to start with the branch, so that's how I went. Bit of a leaf, bit of a flower. Thought I would try to be a... I actually wrote a list, a plan of in what order I was going to stitch everything, just to avoid getting too anxious. And it worked. It's a pretty honeycomb fabric. This kit is by Maroshka, and it is titmouses, even though I don't think that's actually what these are. I think these are like blue tits or... So on 16 counts, so I got Ada on navy. I've really fallen in love with the navy fabric because it's never been my favorite color otherwise, but the navy, the Zweigart navy Ada, it's just beautiful. And here's what I've done so far. I love those yellows. I think they're just so beautiful. I can't wait to get to do all the back stitching and can't really wait to move on with this one, just get some more done. And Maroshka kits, of course, always come with these, same as the Riolis ones, which I find quite handy. There we go. And on to the next one, which is not a kit. It's in a wonderful stripy bag that really makes me happy when I see. I think this is from Tink and Frog. Okay, close to that anyway, on Etsy. And It's emus. Oh, no. This was not actually emus. I always call it emus. Now I can't remember what they are. If I remember, I'll put it on the bottom there. But they're so cute. I stitched this one on my favorite fabric, which is the Übelher Eva. You did 28 count, so there's the inside out. I don't think you want to see the backs. There we go. That's this was one of my December starts, so I did just some of the middle bird, and this will be so fun to get back to. Next one is just in the bag. It is Dimensions. Which is called Garden Door. I love the grey cat. I got 2 grey cats here in the house. My Maggie and Daisy. Oh, it's so pretty. I really need to stitch this one some more. It's stitched on 14 count Avery Ada. And this is one of the Made in USA kits. This one also has a rather pathetic little bit of a start. Which is that? Oh, okay. Tiny bit up top. Yeah, not very much, not very impressive, is it? No, it's not. It's so much fun stitching ahead. And my favorite bag. How gorgeous is that fabric? I love it. I love it so much. This is by my wonderful bag maker, Basic Llama, on Instagram. And just makes such lovely bags. She makes the vinyl front ones. This is a Riolis premium kit. I didn't even know they had premium kits until I got this one. Comes in a box, but I'll check away the box. How can you resist this? You know you can't. Go with the pearl earring. Did you like the movie? Do you like the movie of the pearl with the girl with the pearl earring? I've seen it so many times. I love it. Do you have the book as well? It's so beautiful. And let me see, where are the details of the fabric? Surely they're somewhere. Ah, there we go. It's 14 count black Zweigart Ada with anchor floss, 38 colors. Wow, does it really have 38 colors? I think there's a lot on the same sort of just shades of color. There she is. Of course, I started with the earring, but I mean, that was pretty close to the middle and set. I'm a middle starter. Love the colors of that scarf. It's so beautiful. But it has a lot of half stitches. I'm not the biggest fan of half stitches. A bit of a pain in the backside. I don't know why, like, Does everyone's half stitches look ugly? Because I swear mine are like super ugly. And I don't know how to fix it. So I just stitch. But yes, I really, really like this a lot. The only downside to this, let me show you. There are like a zillion blends. Zillion blends. And on 3 threads, yeah, it's like 2 and 1 is often the blend. So it is tedious. I think that puts me off stitching it sometimes, but it is so pretty. And I actually like stitching on black. I used to find it difficult, and then something happened and it just wasn't difficult anymore. But if I stitch on black, it's 14 or 16 count Ada. I don't go for anything else because, I mean, who wants to struggle? Okay. Next one. Gosh, that looks so washed out on the camera. It is really bright and lovely green. Another Simply Knurl subscription one. This one is the Flower a Day by Carolyn Manning Designs. I so don't like this cover picture. Like, I would never have picked this if I saw the cover picture. It just looks weird. Not exciting at all on that yellow. But I saw someone else stitch this on raw. And that's what I wanted to do as well. So here we go. That's what I've done so far. The flowers are so pretty. I did think about doing it as the name says, a flower a day. But then it becomes a chore as well in my mind, so it's a no. So I just take it out every now and then and work on it then. Yeah, that's such a pretty bag. Always makes me happy. This one is a Sal from a couple of years ago. But you can buy it on Creative Poppy website. It's the Birds and Blackwork Flowers. Sal, I'll put a picture here. And I decided that this year I'm finally going to work on it. So I'm doing a square each month. Here were the January and February. I mean, how gorgeously colorful are those? They are just amazing. I love them. The blackwork, like blackwork combined with cross stitching is just so beautiful. So this is the March one. So pretty. Be nice to get back to it next month. Then last year I was taking part in the Kitten Caboodle sale, which was to start a new kit each month. I did it till January. Then last month I ended up not starting a new kit for some reason. But this month I started those chickens, so I guess I'm back into it. In a bunny bag though. But this was the first kit I started. For that one, is the Dimensions Chickadees and Lilacs. So beautiful. It's just so beautiful. Stitching this one for my mum. And since I mentioned how overwhelming the Dimensions kits are for me, this one takes a cake. It is like the most overwhelming of them all. Here is what I've done so far. So half the bird, some background, some leaves, some of the lilacs. I mean, of course, I'm stitching first the most stitch dense quarter of the pattern, so great, no wonder it's a bit overwhelming. And of course my beloved half stitches. I'm sure it'll look so great at the end, if I ever get there. Then we have another Dimensions in a sparkly bag. Oh, you can actually see the sparkle. Ooh. This one is the Parisian Bicycle. It's a regular Dimensions. On 14 count light green Ada. Yep. This one was one of my 30 minutes a day ones last year. So it's stiff always, these fabrics. That's where I'm at now. So I got a nice chunk of it done, and yeah, actually a really nice chunk now that I'm looking at the pattern at the same time, the cover picture. Oh, it is so pretty. I did see someone on Instagram stitching this on like a bit darker green, and oh, it looked so nice. Would have enjoyed that too. But you can only have one fabric, and I usually go for the kit one. Okay, finally got those big ones done. So here you go, another bright one, another bright bag. Right, so Amanda, Cross Stitch Angel, and we do sales together. She picked one first, and well, she sent me a picture of this bird one, asking if I want to do it. I said, well, okay, let's do it. So once we finished that, we then moved on onto this kit. We actually have already the next two kits picked and bought, but this one has been going a bit slowly. He is so gorgeous, super duper cute. One Who Loves Flowers, kit by RTO, which is my favorite kit company. Yes, it is. I love RTO kits. They are absolutely wonderful. They have the most wonderful designs. They're really fun and pretty colors. The threads are fine. The fabrics are fine. And yeah, little bit more difficult to get at the moment because of the war, so you can't get them from Russia. But I got some stashed, so it's not gonna run out of stitching. So there's the bear, and this one I actually ended up stitching on fabric I picked. And here's what I've done so far. How gorgeous are those colorful flowers? They are beautiful. but the bear, so many browns. Like, browns are just so boring to stitch with. It's like, no, no more brown. But then, of course, the more colorful side, it was like non-stop thread changes, which is, well, pretty normal for the type of stitching I like to do, but I still like to whinge about it. You know, you have to take your opportunities. Whinge when you can. Yeah, so I'm gonna next work on the flowers on this side and then go upwards. It's a bag my mum made for me. Oh, another RTO kit. Which is with the flavor of salt, wind, and sun. They actually have a few kits with the same name because it's like the series, so I don't know why they were named the same, but for some reason, for a while now, I've been wanting to stitch seagulls. I don't really like seagulls, but somehow in stitching, and I don't know, they just somehow look really fun and funny, humorous. And I when I got this kit, I just couldn't wait to get stitching it. And as it often happens, I stitched like one time and that's it. I don't even know what direction this is, but I don't know. Does it really matter? Because there's so little of it. Look at that. Oh no. And it's stitched on Rustico. I'd say 14 count. Is it 14 count? 16 count. There we go. Not very much. Oh boy. Really need to get back to this. Miss Calico Whimsy started that one like... Did she start it December? So towards the end of last year. And she's almost finished with it. I still have that pathetic little amount. Then in this lovely bag, well, looks like we're definitely going for the RTO kits at the moment. Hey, she's so cute. From a Pure Heart is this one. I love these crazy cats that they had. They had quite a few different ones, and I have stitched maybe 3 of them so far. And I have 2 as whips. This one is another one with a pathetically little start. There you go. Some of the pinks. Yeah, I'm wondering if it's the color of the cat that hasn't called for me as much. But who knows? I mean, we all have so many different things to stitch. You know, it's not like there has to be a reason. I mean, when you have 80 whips, you can only work on so many things. And in this bag is a most wonderful RTO kit. That is so crazy beautiful. Delphinium and Cosmos. I mean, Cosmos flowers are gorgeous. But this top part, like, I felt it was a bit anxiety causing for me because the colors jump like all over the place. But this has been the most amazing like colors to stitch. This is stitched on Navy Ada. Grab this one underneath. And here's what I've done so far. I mean, have a look at that top part. That is just, it is so beautiful. And of course on the camera, it will not show it as nice as it really is. So I'm pretty much halfway done. Oh my goodness, those delphiniums are just amazing. Really need to get back to this. I have like the full coverage part left, so oh boy. Hey Maggie. My Maggie is looking here. Who are you talking to? I don't want to hear about your stitching. You just go back to sleep there in the sun, baby. I'll keep looking at the whips. Then I have a koala bag, which I don't think it has a koala in it. No, it doesn't. But it does have an RTO kit. Here we go. I love this one so much. It is amazing. It is the Historia pro malenkuju krasnuju Šapotsku. So is it the story of the Little Red Riding Hood? And the wall? Oh my god, it is so wonderful. Another one, like a kit that I so love, but then haven't come back to. What's going on? So that's all I've done so far. There's a little bit of her coat. And more of the wool. I'm going to be working on this year. Definitely. Most definitely. Because I really like it a lot. I think it's one of those that once you get into it, then it'll grow in no time because it's just so fun. Lovely lavender bag. I feel like this is as much of a surprise for me as it is for you because I can't remember what's in each bag. Oh yeah. Here we have the Scandi Forest Blues by the Pixel Parade. Let's see, can you see that? So this one is stitched on navy. The pattern is from Etsy. Let's just see which direction. That direction. There we go. So I've done some of it and really keen to do more. And the colours look so nice there. Here the blue looks just amazing. I love doing this, going through the whips, because you know, you just see them, you fall in love all over again with the whips. I just realized that I was going to point out every time there's a whip with a bird, and I've totally forgotten. Never mind, I'm sure you've noticed if there have been birds. Have there been less birds than expected? I don't know, but they're still birds. And the next one is the Silver Creek Samplers. What is it called? Through the Storms. I think this has been a very popular pattern by them. I'll put a picture of it here. This is also stitched on that favorite fabric of mine, Übelher Eva, 28 count. But this one is in light blue. It was one of those December starts, so that's why there isn't much done yet. And I like it a lot. Looks wonderful. bee bag. I love bee bags. Here is one of the kits I started when I did the Start Every Kid. Story time by, surely this is by Heritage Crafts, and it's one of the Valerie Pfeiffer birds. I love this. I love her bird ones. They are so pretty. I've stitched a few of them. This one has unfortunately been another one that I got started then, and then it has just not progressed at all. You can barely see the start because it's on such light color. So not much excitement there. Also really should work on this year. Well, we'll see. We'll see. So many others as well. But they were birds, and 3 of them in one. This next whip. This is one that I love to hate. I really like the pen. Like, I really like how it's going to look. But I really don't like stitching it because it is blocks of color. I have to put the picture here. It is a Stitch Robia one. I think it's called At the Beach. It's stitched on opalescent fabric. Opalescent Ada. Let's see, which way? This way. There we go. Couple of sunbathers there already. More to come. There we are. There's like tons of water here, which I'm absolutely dreading. And as you can see, everything else is sort of a bit color blocky. And I find it so utterly boring. Which really sucks because this is such a great pattern. It's so fun. But one day it'll get done. Of course. So I'd love to have it on the wall. And another bag made by my mum. This one is Woolly Jumpers by Heritage Stitchcraft. One of the John Clayton ones. I think sheep are wonderful. But I mean, the colors in this one, they're not really calling to get stitching. Lots of whites and browns and, like, well, beige. I do love stitching greens though, so that kind of helps, but stitching this one on even weave. Very little start. Look at that. Oh gosh. Yeah. Well, I did warn that a lot of my whips are at this stage now. Oh, here's something you'll actually get to see a couple of finishes as well. So I got the whole series of the Mouton de Saison, which is a Tralala seasons. What do I say? There's one for each of the seasons with the sheep, so the similar ones. This is the winter and autumn. So I have already finished the winter one. Just here. Decided to stitch it on grey, even weave. I think it's lovely. Even if it doesn't have backstitching, I still love this one. And it has a bird. Let me see, where did I put the... Because the autumn one is the one I'm stitching right now. Oh yeah, there we go. This was another one of those December starts. And for some reason, this is the only one with the lighter colored sheep. But I still decided to go with it. They don't all have to be the same. They're not out at the same time anyway. Okay, so that was the autumn. Then the two remaining ones, spring and summer. So I have done the summer, which is here. So pretty as well. 3 birds. God, I'm gonna go silly with these birds. Put these back here. And I got the last fabric here as well, ready for the 4th one. And another one of the Norel subscription bags, Simply Norel. And another Dimensions. There we go. Which is Summer Cottage. Stitching it on nice stiff Aida. Please, Dimensions, could you go for a softer Aida? I think we would all love it so much. That's it. Gosh, the bits look so random that hard to tell what it is. I know this is the roof of one of the buildings there. But this is the kind of stitcher I am, though I'm not very methodical. So I jump a bit all over the place. Go more for the colors than the full picture. I really have enjoyed watching the cross-stitch lady, Flosstube, because she is such a methodical stitcher. And I love it when she shows it because she has it, you know, fully done like a flower or a branch or whatever. It just looks so nice. It makes me want to stitch that way, but I'm not sure that I can. Another bee bag, but a smaller one this time. And another one using my favorite fabric. Do I need to say it again? Ubelher Eva, 28 count. It's so textured that I love how it looks. This one, I'll have to put the picture here. It is, God, I wrote it down somewhere, but I can't remember. I know her last name is Seryogina. So it is a Russian pattern. And I bought it from her Facebook group. But of course that was before the war, so I couldn't find the Facebook group, so I don't know if it's just not functioning at the moment. Yekaterina Seryogina. Yeah. And I always call this peonies, but it could be summer flowers, the name of it. It is so gorgeous. But not that much done. Let's have a look. see if I can get this green to look. I think this is sort of more how the green is. So, but when I bring it here, it starts looking grey. So that's what I've done of the first of the peonies, and I did all those little bits that are all over the place. Flying little bits. I just so badly want like one of the flowers done, because then it will be so much more fun for me to stitch. But the colors are amazing. I so love Russian and Ukrainian designs for the colors that they use. There's a lot of blends, and they're just so amazing at using color. Another bee bag. This fabric is so lovely. This is a pattern that I worked on very recently. It is by Posey or Alicia Paulson. Hope that's pronounced correctly. This one is called Time of Flowers. There we go. It is so beautiful. I love that there's just so many of these bits, and I feel like her designs are just very delicate and lovely. So I decided to stitch this on the fabric that she used, which at the moment looks grey. I mean, it's wonderful green. Oh, let's see. Let's see if the actual fabric shows properly or not. Oh. No, does it show? No, it doesn't show quite like, oh, there we go. It's like by bringing it on, it looks correct. That's what I've done so far. I've started with the girl in the middle. I think this was my December start as well. I did the sheep and the flowers around her, and then went down the fern, mushroom, I think that's a dandelion and whatnot. Oh, I have loved stitching this. The fabric is Permin linen. But the color, let me have a look from the pattern. What did it say? Is it sea lily? Yes, it is. It's sea lily. So a really beautiful one. And I finished another one of her designs just in February. March? Might have been March. So you'll see that sometime. One of my newer bags. Yes, chickens. And it's made by Simply Norel, of course. It's a really fun pattern. Oh my gosh, that grumpy owl is amazing. It's just so amazing. This is by Ksenia Glushkova. I bought this from the Lotta shop on Etsy, which is of course gone as well because of the war. So I'm not sure if you can get this somewhere at the moment. I think the best place to try is My Bobbin, because they have a lot of these Russian patterns. So I'm stitching this on even weave. This was also my December start, so it doesn't have an awful lot, just the top of the cup. And I am stitching it on peach. I'm so excited to get some more of this done. Yeah, of course, goes without saying, this is definitely the the type of pen that I love the most. These just, they just make me so happy when I'm stitching. And, well, is there anything better than having a big smile when you're stitching? Surely not. So that's amazing. I love that pen. Leaves me happy just having had a little look at it. And in a sheet bag is another December start. I'll have to put a picture of it right there. It is by one of my favorite designers. And it is called Moomin and the Sea. I got this from the Green Terrace Etsy shop, but that is also closed because of the war, so can't get it at the moment, unless you can get it from my bobbin. His scarf is all I did in December. And of course I have to say I love Moomin because Moomin are Finnish, just in case if you didn't know that. They were created by a Finnish author, wrote the books. I think that this most popular Moomin look is though Japanese creation, because they made the, can you call it cartoons? Anyway, they made those for TV, so they are then the most widely used kind. The original Moomins are a little bit different looking, a bit grumpier looking, I think. This is a Made by Rachel bag from UK. It's lovely. It's really lovely. I can't remember what I have in this one. Another RTO Crazy Cat. Look at him. He's so wonderful. This one is not gold, but mine. Look at those teeth. His teeth are just make me laugh so much. And that red nose and that massive fish. But I tell you what, this is not fun to stitch. No, did I do this side? No, this one. I've done this one. It's awful to stitch. And I still have another one. Let's get him out. He's so fabulous. This is where I'm at with him. So I've done that awful growl bit there. And then just hitting upwards, bit of the fish tail there and his legs. It is amazing, and his colors are so wonderful. Those yellows and turquoise and that's just white Ada. Oh, I love him. He needs to come out soon. Definitely needs some loving. Okay, I've got a couple more left here in this box. Yes, and I love this fabric. I got the basic flower to make me bags with this fabric. Been loving using them. So this is another Moomin one. I'll put a picture of the end one here. It's called A Walk Under the Stars. And this is where I'm at. Oh, even the colors on him, like, because I think all the yellows and whatnot are coming from the lantern. And it's just wonderful. But oh boy, there's a lot of this background to stitch and it is overwhelming. So maybe I should just like do at least a bit. Then do the body. Then go back to the background. But I love it how it looks. So many blends and just color wonderfulness. Oh, so gorgeous. I want to work on everything now that I'm looking at these. They're just so wonderful. You have a flower bag. I don't know what's in this one either. Ah, yet another Moomin. This is the knitting one. Let's put a picture here as well. A little star just ahead. I think this will probably end up going as a gift when I get it done. And that was on white even weave. I think my fabric choices are not adventurous at all. I use a lot of white, just regular, just white even weave, white Aida, black Aida, just very simple ones. I'm really not good at the hand dyed ones, especially when they get a bit busier. I don't know how to stitch on those, or like I find it such a struggle to find something that I want to stitch on them that I can't see like how to match them. I'm sure I would get better at it when starting, but then again, I mean, it's not like it's a must do. Okay, need to reach down here. Oh well, you can see what it is. It is a Mill Hill kit. Better boat. Another one with not much done yet. And yet another one that I was so keen to get started. And then like, no. I love this color fabric. Oh, this is so gorgeous. There we go. Little bit of, oh, upside down. Little bit of a wave. That's it. Don't think there's any point in saying I need to get back to this. I mean, that's the same with all of these. There's no bird in this one. But it does have my other very favorite thing. Rain. I love rainy days. I love them so much. Rainy days just make me so happy. And I always feel my best when it rains. I also love melancholy. If you ever see any rainy patterns, kits and whatnot, you know, leave me a comment because I'd love to check them out. I don't go for like very childish ones. And unfortunately, a lot of the rainy ones, that's what they end up being, a child in a, you know, yellow rainwear. And I want more melancholy ones. Oh, there we go. A tiny bag with chickens. Because this one only needs to hold the fabric. I don't kit my patterns. That's right, because I work from box of like a master set of DMC. Because I don't know, they would take so much space and oh no, just too much. This one is a pen by Mojo Stitches, which is Australian designer. But what is the name of the pen? Because I don't have the pen with this. I'll figure it out. I love the cockatoos. So that's where I've gotten so far. I think the biggest problem is that I'm not really a Quaker stitcher in any way. And I find them a bit difficult. I mean, it's not even like a most Quakerer. But I still struggle. Let's put it back in its little bag. Here we go. One hour, 21 minutes so far. I think that has to be enough for this first video. I did keep count of how many I showed, but surely this has got to be like over half of mine, because I only have one more box left. So if you counted, great. Did you keep track of how many birds? Not many enough. That's what I say. Not enough. There's never enough birds. Not enough chicken ones. So I really hope that you enjoyed watching these and maybe saw some patterns you hadn't seen before, or some kids, or gosh, would love to hear from you if you love stitching the same kind of stuff as I do, or if you're working on any of these, how fun would that be? And hopefully I will be a bit more relaxed next time and a bit less anxious. But I really enjoyed this. I really enjoyed showing what I worked on. So I'm gonna get this one edited and done and out there and YouTube, and see what happens. Hopefully part 2 will follow soon. Okay, bye.